Welcome back from the break. It's the third hour of Wide Awake on Doxa TV. It's a wonderful, wonderful Thursday morning. It's the 12th of this month of February, the year 2026. We already way 43 days now into the new year. 2026 and we are hoping that you're still in line with your goals for the year and your ambitions for the year. Just to remind you, the marriage dinner, it will be happening this Saturday between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. To remind you also of the singles meetup will be happening on the 21st, beginning at around noon onwards, and of course the Agape wedding that will be taking place at the Doxa grounds. That is on the 28th, beginning I think at 8 a.m. in the morning until late. In the past hour, we promised you a guest, and we are live with them in studio right now. With me is Pastor Bethuel Ssebyala. We already announced CEO of Bochin. He's a pastor, yes, but he's also the CEO of Bochin, and he'll be telling us what Bochin is. We are here to discuss boy-child issues. Yes, the boy-child. I've been interacting, and we'll be getting into that conversation. I've been interacting with girl children in this season when people are celebrating love, and they're saying, hey, we have issues with our boys, and we'll be getting into that conversation later. But Pastor Bethuel, you're welcome.
Thank you, my brother.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm really doing fine.
Amen. We bless the Lord. How is family?
The family is doing well.
Okay. Hello to our viewers, and then we'll get the ball rolling.
Good morning, dear viewers. I'm glad that I'm here this morning to share with you some nuggets about our boy children. And I believe we are going to have a wonderful time. I want to thank the management of Doxa TV for giving us this opportunity to come and share some nuggets with our viewers as we aim to groom men who are going to impact our communities positively.
Men who are going to impact our communities positively. Let's begin where it begins. What is Bochin?
Bochin stands for Boy Child Initiative.
Boy Child Initiative.
Yes.
Okay.
And it started way back after having seen that many people nowadays are emphasizing the girl child. And they forget that where they are girls, they are also boys.
That's true.
And they also forget that most of the challenges which are met by our daughters, our sisters, our aunties, if you were to calculate them in terms of percentage, 90% of those challenges are being brought about by men who were boys yesteryears and they were not well raised.
That's true.
So it's against that background that we felt it's really necessary that as people are focusing on girls, let us also encourage people also to take some serious note of bringing up boy children in the way they should be brought up.
Okay, somebody will argue and say that traditionally the girl child has opportunities for grooming, opportunities for upbringing, proper opportunities. For the boy child, a lot of times they imagine is chichamogo. You throw on the ground and it grows on its own and so on. What do you say about that?
I like the phrase you've brought about the chichamogo, this cassava plant, which is just thrown somewhere and it germinates by itself.
That's true.
But I grew up cultivating or growing cassava. The stem which is just thrown out and it germinates by itself, it really doesn't yield the same like the one which has been planted and taken care of.
Okay.
The yields are normally not the same.
Okay.
Now, with that notion of that boys can just bring themselves out, no wonder we are seeing the consequences in our societies because of that way of thinking. So we think as girls need a serious or intentional upbringing, even in the same line, boys need an intentional upbringing. We need to know that we live in days where there are many, if I may use that word. There are many single mothers. And these single mothers are raising boys. Even ladies who have their husbands are always going to hustle. And you find that they do not create time for their boys. We are saying that let the society be aware of this, that in the setting of churches, in the setting of communities, we need to be intentional of meeting these boys and share with them nuggets which are going to help them live in a way which would cause havoc wherever they are to find themselves. But also we need to know, since these are ladies raising boys, they have never been men.
That's what I was going to say. Is it a possibility for a person who doesn't know or hasn't experienced what it means to be a man, the struggles of a man, the challenges of a man, they don't know them, so how can they instill them in these boy children?
That's the very big challenge. In moments like this, we encourage those who could be having boys, and they are in dilemma, because I've seen through working with Boy Child Initiative, when boys get to the age of 12, they normally start to behave in a way of seeking help. They become a bit adamant, and because we don't know why they are in that state, they seek help. They seek, who can guide me here in this stage? And if daddy or this lady has not been having an intentional moment of making someone male to interact with this boy, that boy is likely to go out of hand. It's likely to connect with his peers, and the peers is connecting with, they are also of the same caliber. And no wonder we have many boys in our society who are behaving in weird ways. The advice we would give to such ladies, you could be a grandma, you could be a mother, you could be an aunt raising that boy. Find someone sensible.
Your keyword there is sensible, because I was, even before you complete that, my question has been on if there has been a gap previously in that area. It means that we might be seeing a lot of male people there who are also irresponsible.
Exactly.
That's why that keyword sensible needs to be thought about.
Dear viewers and my brother here, I have this philosophy, I have this belief that in every society there is always going to be remnants.
That's true.
Now, another keyword there is remnants. Now, someone sensible will always be in any society.
That's true.
Could it be a church? Could it be your worship center, whatever it is? Could it be in that neighborhood? Always there is someone, there is a remnant. Could it be a relative, an uncle, a grandpa, who's still holding on to those good norms? Let this young man be directed to that person to start instilling in this young man the ways he should behave. Remember, we do not just grow without being guided. Even trees, if you don't trim it, which is meant to be trimmed, it will go out of hand. It will go wild. So we need to know that we are of that nature. We need to be guided. For us who are Bible believers, in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, it says, train up a child.
It is a deliberate thing.
Exactly. Training. At times it's not that easy for the one being trained. And even for the one training, you, my brother, you know, me and you, we are raising boys.
Yes, true.
But if you ponder and think about how they have been being brought up, there is that intentionality about it. And dear viewers, wherever you find a boy child, don't just think that he will just take care of himself. We need to interact with them. It has to be intentional. Now, the funny or the sad part is many boys are looking at many males
as role models.
Now, there are many boys who are looking at many males who are behaving in weird ways.
And your intention in using the word males are not men.
You're a very attentive man.
I'm paying attention.
So, these males should not be copied because some of these males are boy in the big bodies. They behave in weird ways as boys, as kids would behave. They are very selfish. Someone said that people who are of that caliber, they are as selfish as babies. Dear viewers, do you know how babies behave? We had our boy when he was still very young. You know, you have just started sleeping and you're enjoying your sleep. At around 1, you know the gear you engage at around
1 a.m. in the morning.
And this boy starts, Mommy, he could use vernacular, Mommy, kati mata.
1 a.m. in the morning.
Yes, Mommy, kati mata. He pauses a little, and then, Mommy, kati mata. As if you are not ready to hearken to whatever is telling you, Mommy, kati mata.
With an increased voice.
Now, we have many male creatures, male genders who are behaving that way. And some of our boys are growing up. The funny bit of it, they are the majority in our society today. We are here in this program to let our viewers know that it has to be a deliberate move to let our boys know that you should not copy that individual. It could be a celebrity, it could be a political leader, it could be a pastor. But when you internalize how he's living, there is a boyish element
within them. Okay. Let's get into some of the challenges. What are some of the challenges boy children experience that are unique to them, that are not amongst the girl children?
Now, these boys, as they are growing up, their bodies change.
That's true.
The way girls change, their bodies, even boys change.
That's true.
And there is no one who is ready to meet with them and tell them that, you know, boys, that's how every man grows. And when this changes, when there is this change, we just need to know that it's normal, but it shouldn't control you. You need to learn to control.
Okay.
For us who are Bible believers, we have that word self-control.
Yes, sir.
Boys should learn to control themselves, not to be controlled by what is around them or what is within them. They need to train themselves. Now, other challenges, they are being brought up in a generation where, as parents, we are too busy. We are too busy to make ends meet when we are leaving our homes scattered.
That's true.
And there are many boys who are growing up with single mothers. It's also a challenge. Now, you hear some of our sisters saying that so long as I get someone to have a baby with, they forget that they are going to produce boys. Even a girl.
Yeah, because even girls need a father's input in their lives.
Exactly. Certainly that time cannot allow us, but we need to know that right from zero, at least...
let's do it. Even we will get to where we can get, but you explain that.
Yes. Now, dear viewers, we grow in seasons. This season starts way back from zero. And your viewers, you may think that zero starts when the
child is born and is crying.
Born and is crying. But it starts the day on the very day of conception. Whatever happens right from that point till we go to be with the Lord, those of us who are Bible believers, these seasons are very key. But the first season between 0 and 5, that season is called the mother impact season.
Okay, you go slow. You're going to go slow. Mother impact season. Conception has taken place, and somebody out there is wondering and saying, okay, the child is in the stomach.
Yes.
So what are the key things the mother should be doing, for example?
The key things the mother should show love and care.
So you accept that you're expecting, first of all.
Exactly.
Accept it. love that you're expecting and
Yes.
love the child that is growing inside you.
Whatever is going around the environment where this pregnancy is growing from has a great impact on the baby being expected. If the environment is toxic, for instance, there is always fight between mommy and daddy.
An abusive man.
The pulling of collars. One is calling the other names. Those names that you are calling to your madam, I mean funny names. I've had people who call their lovers this dog. Now, as you are calling that beautiful lady a dog, it's going straight to the child.
So dogs give birth to what?
To puppies.
Okay, so you're having a puppy
You
on
are
the
about
inside.
to have a puppy in your home. Now, that mother impact season is very key.
Goes up to what stage?
It goes up to 5 years.
Okay.
Viewers, we need to know that father should not be completely out of the picture. We should know that raising children is like a football team. But that season, primarily, if it's a ball...
The most important player.
Yes, the most important player is mommy. If it's a ball, it's at her feet. And the care, the basic principles this mother is teaching to the boy, to this baby or boy or girl, they are very key. Now, between 5, actually, as they are getting to
5 years.
The mother has to be intentional in getting back, pulling backward, as it's putting the father at the front line. The ball is being passed to the father. Now, father there, let us take notes of our children. If it's this beautiful girl, start appreciating her beauty. If it's a boy, start instilling those manly principles into this boy. If you sense that there's a special talent in this boy, start affirming it.
That talent.
Yes, that talent. Try to if you have noticed that he's a runner, try to say words like, "Oh, we have a pro-teach in our family." If you notice that he's a football player, you know some of those
the footballers.
Yes,
Messi.
Yes, we have a Messi
in the family.
In the family,
not a Messi.
Not a we have a Messi in our family, and let this boy start feeling good about that. In so doing, you are building
Their self-esteem.
His self-esteem. Now, it's at that stage, especially at 5 years and 6, these boys are ever good at asking many questions.
That's true.
They are asking many questions. That's when parents tend to feel
irritated.
You want to hide, you are just away from them, you are just barking at them. When actually there is something being built in them. It's in that season, that's when they are meant to bond with us.
As parents.
Now, because between 6 and 11, that father season, failure to bond, failure to get to understand your child, failure to instill those family norms. This child at 12 and between 12 and 18 is called the peer impact season.
Peer impact means that now his thoughts are about friendship making, the friends' influence is also attaching himself with the friends and peers and so on.
Now the challenge comes if mommy and dad never played their homework.
Okay, if the mother season and the father season passed by them.
There were huge gaps in between there. This person goes to the peer impact season. He's the boy. Thus, he sees his colleagues are doing dubious things. No wonder he's also copying them. Because to him, that's the way to go.
There was no instruction.
Exactly.
There was no training in
Exactly.
the earlier stages.
In those formative stages.
Because the scripture you're talking about says, you train them up, when they grow, they shall not depart from.
Exactly.
So it's easy this time to depart from those stages because there was absence of proper training at the other stage.
That's very, very right. We visited a school. Actually, we had gone to visit our boys at their school. We saw one of them laughing, and I asked him, my man, why are you laughing? And he was like, Dad, you cannot believe one of us in our dormitory got out, jumped the perimeter wall, and for 3 days he was away from school. And he was like, I'm not very sure whether he had gone to his parents, but it seems he had gone somewhere. After 3 days, he came back systematically, entered the class, and started studying as if nothing had happened. Why was my boy laughing at that scenario? Because to him, that's unbelievable. How can you jump a perimeter wall and then
school,
at 3 days, you disappear? You are nowhere to be seen. Your colleagues are studying. You are busy lingering in the community. Now, those are the gaps many parents have created. And in most cases, it's because we have not taken note of those seasons.
So you're saying a child doesn't become what they become between ages 12 and 18 by mistake.
No.
There are things that are missing between the mother stage and the father stage that cause this child to behave the way they do, out of peer influence, out of neglect, out of lack of care.
Many of the problems you know those first two phases. If it's a computer, it's a brand new computer. Whatever you install on that computer, that's what it's garbage in,
garbage out.
Garbage out. That's the same. Now, if we do not take note of those two stages, then we are likely to keep facing these many challenges. Now, dear viewers, these are 9 seasons, but because of time, let me talk slightly about another tricky season. It's season 6. Season 6 is between 26 years and 42 years.
26 to 42.
26 to 42. That one is called the ladder climbing season. It's in that season, that's when people are working so hard, at least to have something tangible under
show for their
under their names.
I am 40, this is who I am.
Exactly.
I have done this, and the other.
Exactly.
What are the pitfalls? What are the dangers in there?
That season, what makes it to be very tricky is in the same season, that's when we have our children.
Oh, yeah.
Between 26 and 42. Sorry to use this word for the lack of words. Every normal person would have gotten married
by that age.
At least.
And so if you're not there, we're not saying you're not normal. If you're 22, you get it now. We are saying 26 to 42. If you're 44 and you're not yet married, it's not a crime. We're not saying. But what we're saying, most people are in there, expected to have to get married or to be married and to have children. But also we are saying it is a ladder climbing season. So because it's a ladder climbing season, chances are that while you're having children, there is also neglect of those children. Those children have needs. Those children will go to school. Those children will, you're thinking for them. Or Uganda, we usually use these words. Okuteka
nokuteka. Now, what we normally do, we kutekera.
Without kuteka.
We prepare things for our children without preparing our children. And that's the big challenges. Now, Now, this season, 26 to 42, people tend to fail in striking a balance. The key word there is striking
A balance.
Balance.
Kolera bana Musumba.
Now, as you are kukolerera bana, you need to know that you need to prepare even those you are kukolera link. Bo kolerera, people you are preparing for, make sure that you prepare for them
as well.
Now, that season, what many parents normally do, they leave their toddlers with wife maids. Now, most of these, some of these maids are not that good. They are not that well mannered. They were brought up like we have seen. Their parents were not that intentional in bringing them up. Now, you leave your toddlers at those formative age, and you think that they are going to instill the discipline you need. Now, what do we need to do as parents? Anytime you get to interact with your children in that formative stage, I know you work so much, but let it
and
be
thank you for working.
Yes,
but what
really
you have
appreciate.
said, Pastor, is that balance is key.
Exactly.
Work, and we encourage you to work. Because you've spoken about 26 to 42 years. 26 to 42 years, some of the men in there, if they are hard workers, they have been described as those that do not care about either their spouses or about the relationships that they are in. But at the same age, there are things that they do not care about children. We are seeing it now.
Yes.
That while they are thinking for the planning for the children, they are abandoning the very children that they're doing what.
Exactly.
And you've spoken about maids, and I'm thinking, where did these maids get the training to bring up children?
Most maids come away from, they just come right from their communities, villages. They come to the city. Some of them have never been in the city. You entrust this little creature to this young lady. And some of these young ladies are frustrated. They bring all their frustration upon the children. We had once a maid who used to mistreat our baby. Right in the middle of the day. This poor girl could carry our baby in her lap, just the baby to struggle with the sun, not to hurt his eyes, and the poor boy could sleep in that sense. Then could go tell the maid at the neighborhood, I've made him sleep. But sleeping in that sense, that's real torture.
You expose the child to the noonday sun.
Exactly, exactly. And they do many other weird things. They are doing that at the stage where this baby needs much care. Now, what we are saying, at the ladder climbing phase, whenever you get in touch with your child, make sure that that connection is intentional. You instill something meaningful into the life of this little child.
Two ways, I think, Musumba. Number one, you listen to them to know what is happening in their life. But you also speak to them to be able to instill what you're doing. Very, very crucial there. Now, talk about the absence of male role models, because we are talking about the boy child, but we also recognize that the previous generation have been Bitibyamogo, which did not yield much. Okay, some of them, in order to change the narrative, have intentionally read, have intentionally said, what happened to me will not happen to my children, so they're in their children's lives and so on. But that is a small fraction of them that are so. In the absence, you mentioned a little bit, find an uncle, find a what are the other ways that we can help them?
Now, for the worship centers, for the local leaders, we need to be intentional on having those intentional gatherings. I am an advocate of every community has an LC chairperson.
That's true.
But I also hear that the vice chairperson is meant to be the one in charge of children. How about communities starting having meetings discussing about raising children in that particular community? Using this LOC chairperson, the vice chairman, because that's his constituents. That's his
docket.
docket. Using that to mobilize the community, and they start having intentional workshops about raising children, both the boy child and the girl child. But in this sense, because in every community there are some some men who are that serious, and let us use them to share some nuggets with our children. Because if that's not done, then when it comes to worship centers, let us have workshops. We encourage workshops in the worship centers discussing about raising our boys and even bringing these boys together, and then we listen to them. We get to know their challenges. We get to know their challenges and then intentionally aim to respond to those challenges.
Okay. I have somebody here. He's called Anthony Musinguzi. Anthony Musinguzi is just saying that I'm just watching my Apostle Ssebyala. Blessings. Anthony Musinguzi, thank you for watching.
Thank you, Anthony. God bless you.
Okay. Then the absence of male role models and the absence of intentional grooming of boy children has led to some consequences. I need some statistics. We're going to compare statistics. Where do we see the problem in the future? What happens when we don't do our bit in as far as raising these children are concerned?
If we do not come,
the boy child especially.
If we do not come out and start being intentional, we are seeing in our communities, your tuna TV and media is projecting a gang of boys who have rented their room somewhere where they launch from and go and invade another community. Now, those boys do not drop from trees somewhere.
They have parents.
They have parents who produced them, but who just left them to grow at large. Now, those are some of the consequences. Even in
crime.
Yes. Even some of these tend to go and join some workplaces. But because they were not well brought up, you may find that they are not delivering to the expectations of their bosses. These are the boys. One of our, I think, actually is our leader for men at Omega. Oh, yes, where I minister.
Yes.
At a certain moment, he picked a young man. This boy needed to go to work. He was taken to his business, and there was this lady who needed someone always to help her with banking. So as a way of testing this male young man, he was given 400,000 to go and bank
the money.
Just the 400,000. The boy never came back. He disappeared
with 400,000.
With only 400,000.
Now the business is worth many millions, but the test of 400,000 failed.
Listen to what happened next. Because this lady trusted this gentleman, he told him, yes, I know what has happened, but you keep looking for me, someone else. And this time, this gentleman took a young lady, and the young lady was very faithful. She started faithfully serving this lady. Long story short, the business grew, and this lady constructed several rentals somewhere to the point that she ended up leaving this young lady in charge of the business. But the other boy just
lost the opportunity on the first chance.
Now, boys who have not been well raised, in those first two phases, those are the phases when we need to let these children know, our boys know, you need to learn to be faithful. Be faithful with a little, be faithful with whichever is entrusted with you. I know, my brother and our viewers, our boys are being raised when they are seeing on social media where people are growing rich, just like that. And there is no much explanation how this guy has grown up.
Right. Somebody just tells you rags to riches stories. That's what they call them. Yeah.
Now, that's very weird. That's very funny. We need to explain to
them that that is not natural.
That's not natural.
That is not how things are. There must be hard work to any achievement.
Exactly, because even naturally, they do not produce you yesterday and today you are
graduating.
Today you are graduating. That's abnormal. So
there are processes.
There are processes.
Even when you're conceived, there is a whole 9 months before you're born.
Exactly. And those are the principles our children ought to be taught, and those are the children we need to live by as our children are watching us living by those principles. Because before we go to another point, I've observed that most of these young boys we are bringing up, they learn more than by observation.
Than by instruction.
Than by instructions, yes.
That's true. Okay, you go and visit to a lot of schools during the Ministry of Boy-Child Initiative. What do you find in the schools?
Chaos.
Chaos.
We visit the schools, you start talking to them, they see this stranger who has come to them. You give them to ask questions or write them down. You read those questions and you get perplexed. You get overwhelmed with the way they ask. You sense that there is big, at least wherever we have gone, 90% of our boys, they are in a quagmire. They are in a state where they really need help. And they have been tuned by gadgets to think that that's the way to go, but you sense that they lack someone to guide them.
They lack direction.
Yes, they lack direction. And most of them, they think that when you get to teens, the only thing you need to think about is those bed affairs. Yes, and most of their questions are around that area.
Relationships.
When do I need to start having girlfriends like that? You try to caution them. We went to a school. I won't mention the school, but one comment which came out of those children of yours you are raising, one boy said, "Why are you bothering us? You better tell our teachers to build rooms
where they can go and get
where
intimate.
We can go and have intimate, because we are tired of using our pit latrines in those affairs."
So they go to school, but instead of being in classes and so on, they meet in pit latrines, and
so that's what is happening.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Okay, so let's talk about, we've spoken about peer pressure, because there's a peer age, and if we haven't prepared them in the earlier stages, we are going to have trouble in this peer age in handling them. Supposing somebody missed out on those levels, what's the remedy? We are talking to somebody and they are hearing what we are talking about for the first time. So how do we help them? Their child is 17, 16, and so on.
Boy-Child Initiative is here for such people. We can interact. We are ready to interact with such boys. And we've interacted with several. And we've seen them being put on the right track, on course. So if you're in that state, we are here. That's why we are here. But again, as I said, you could be watching from Kalamoja. I've told that dog certificates goes up to that side. You could be watching from Lira. In that community, be on the lookout of someone who can talk sense into your boy. Let us be intentional in interacting with those people, because they are in every community. Someone who can help your boy to get on track. But if you are a grown-up person, do not get stuck there. Try to be intentional on coming back to either through studying, either through interacting with those men in your community, those you see with some good values, the values which you might have missed from your parents. Probably they were not there. You might have grown up with a single mother who maybe never knew all this we are sharing with you. There is someone in your community. It could be a political leader, it could be a church leader or a mosque leader, whatever, they are, a sheikh. Those people, interact with them, pick some sense out of them, and aim to live by the principles you are getting out of them.
Okay, you are there before I ask the question, because I was going to ask, a lot of times we look at the children when the parents have a gap themselves, and the parents are willing to help their children get out of where they are to get to another stage, but they need space for learning, space where they can learn skills, learn ability, learn all of. I can guarantee you that for the people that are watching us, a big number are hearing stages of life. What did you call them? Seasons of life for the first time.
Yes.
They are hearing it for the first time. So if they intentionally sit down and learn about the stages, then they can be very cautious and say, my wife is expecting, there's no reason for me to stress her, there's no reason for me to do what. I begin to love my child while the child is still in the stomach, the child has been born, I can support my wife in the first 5 years, but now I take the responsibility fully in the next something years and so on, such that they have a sequence that they are following while bringing up their children.
Yes, that's very true, my brother and dear viewers. We are encouraged. This era, the generation we are living, we need not to be ignorant. We need to study. People study about chicken, poultry rearing. They study about piggery. They study about goat rearing.
Dairy farming.
But why not studying around parenting? Because seasons have changed. And things are changing at a rapid speed. Why not give yourself a task of studying about parenting every time? These gadgets here, some use these gadgets to abuse one another. But why not getting some data and study about parenting in the technology season? Those are the things we need to study about so that we can be updated. But again, why not get some men and you interact with them about parenting in this season? As you interact, you enrich one another. Remembering, these are some of the insights I get. Those children we are raising eternal beings. We need not to see them as people who are going to end tomorrow after their death. Those are eternal beings. How am I living before them? And what am I passing on? The legacy. If for us who are Bible believers, if Christ tarries to come back, because the Paul the apostle, lived when he was thinking of Christ's return before his passing. He may choose to come many years to come because he has eternity before him. Now, what kind of children are you raising? Do you instill discipline? Are you living by example? Before we go to the children, are you living by example? Do you wish that they live the way you are living? Because some of us, we are who we are because our parents played their part. They played, though they were playing it in an informed way, but they did their part.
That's true.
Because when it came to disciplining, they could spank as if they were beating a snake. We shouldn't do that in our generation, because your child may even end up taking you to police. But we need, even if you are to spank, get to know, how do I do that? If you are because when do I stop doing that? Those principles, but let us be intentional in the area of parenting. One, let us aim to live by example. If you never had a good example, try, after listening to such a program, try as you can to interact with people with whom you can pick some good nuggets.
Yes. Have you been to Rubirizi before? Somebody's here asking and saying, I'm asking Musumba to come back, meaning that you've been there before.
I've
western
been
part
there.
of
I
Uganda.
was there many years back.
Okay,
about
but he's
10
saying
years.
now you go back so they can organize a youth workshop for you this year. That's what he's saying here, Mr. Anthony Musinguzi. Okay, my last one is going to be about blood. So have you written some books where we can find these nuggets?
Wow. I've written, at least I can recommend 2 books I've written. One is called Parenting on Purpose.
Okay.
Another one is about leaving a legacy.
Uh,
Those books are key books you need to read, and you'll pick some of the nuggets we have shared here.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to say your number because people need those books, or to tell us where we can find the books.
Okay.
Uh,
Bethuel Ssebyala is my name. And my number, which is on WhatsApp, is 0752 36 49 30. Again, 0752 36 49 30. You can even get me on MTN 0772 36 49 30.
Okay, those are the numbers. The books, one is called Parenting on Purpose, and the other is called Leaving a Legacy. So very, very important. You'll find some of those nuggets in there, but you can also, if you wish to know more about a Boy Child Initiative, you can always contact the pastor on those numbers, and he'll be readily available to give you advice and information on how to bring up both children, but most especially the boy child. Okay, thank you so much for sparing time, Pastor, to be with us this particular morning. We will not take it beyond that. Our time is fast spent. Maybe you send greetings. Could there be somebody that you want to send greetings to this morning?
I want to send first of all, I want to appreciate you for having me here this morning.
It's our pleasure.
And I want to send, I know, Lemio, you've been watching. God bless you, my man. And I wonder whether my other boys have been watching. My sweetheart, the one I call Hoima City, who made me to be a Lord Mayor.
I've heard these days she's a stadium.
my Hoima Stadium. I pass my regards to you. And everyone who has been watching this program, may God bless you. Thank you very much for sparing that time to watch. Practice, please, what we have shared this morning.
Okay, very important for you after you've learned to do what you have learned, and also to teach others how to do it. God bless you, and bye-bye.